Dr. Amanda Hayes stood before the towering viewport of the premier shipyard's observation deck, her calloused fingers pressed against the crystalline barrier. Beyond the transparent surface, suspended in the eternal night of space, hung her masterpiece, the Thunder Child. Its unconventional hull configuration caught starlight in ways that made traditional Federation engineers uncomfortable. All sharp angles and adaptive plates where there should have been smooth, standardized curves. The committee has reached its decision, Dr. Hayes. Admiral Richardson's voice carried the weight of bureaucratic finality. The Thunder Child does not meet our standardization requirements. It will be decommissioned and recycled. Amanda didn't turn to face the gathering of officials behind her. She kept her eyes fixed on her creation, watching as maintenance drones swarmed around it like curious insects. With all due respect, Admiral, you're making a mistake. The Thunder Child represents the next evolution in space warfare. Its adaptive systems are unpredictable and resource-intensive. Richardson interrupted. The Federation requires reliability, not innovation for innovation's sake. Your design philosophy, while creative, poses too many variables for our tactical doctrine. Now Amanda turned, her green eyes sharp with defiance. Variables win wars, Admiral. The enemy adapts. We should too. The committee members shifted uncomfortably in their pressed uniforms. Their discomfort only fueled her anger. These were people who had never gotten their hands dirty in an engine core, never had to rewire a plasma conduit mid-battle. They saw ships as numbers on procurement forms, not living machines that could mean the difference between victory and death. The decision is final, Richardson declared. Decommissioning begins at 800 tomorrow. You have until then to clear out your personal effects. The committee filed out, leaving Amanda alone with her reflection and the gleaming form of Thunderchild beyond. She waited 10 minutes, ensuring they were truly gone, before activating her neural link. "Cross, you there?" she subvocalized. "Always, Doc." The ship's AI responded through their private channel. Despite Federation regulations requiring basic response patterns, Cross had developed a personality all his own during their secret testing phase. "I heard everything. Guess we're headed for the scrapyard." Amanda smiled, a plan already forming. "How's that reactor bypass we installed last week?" "The one that's definitely not in any of the official schematics, running at optimal efficiency." "Why?" "Because," Amanda said, pulling up her sleeve to reveal a wrist computer displaying crew locations throughout the shipyard, "we're about to give the Federation a lesson in thinking outside the box. Contact the others. The loyal ones. Tell them to be ready at 300. She spent the next hours gathering supplies and downloading crucial data, all while maintaining the appearance of compliance. The Federation's greatest weakness was its own arrogance. They never expected anyone to defy their edicts so blatantly. At precisely 300 station time, alarms blared throughout the shipyard. Emergency protocols activated as systems reported cascading failures across multiple sectors. In the confusion, no one noticed the small crew of engineers and technicians making their way to Thunderchild's docking bay. No one paid attention to the maintenance shuttle that approached the experimental vessel. "Board and startup sequence initiated," Cross reported as Amanda settled into the neural interface chair. The connection formed instantly, ship and human becoming one. Through Thunderchild's sensors, she could feel the magnetic docking clamps, taste the artificial atmosphere of the shipyard. "All hands aboard," her XO, James Martinez, reported from the engineering station. "We're ready." Amanda took a deep breath, feeling Thunderchild's systems humming in anticipation. "Cross, execute protocol midnight." The ship's adaptive plates shifted, refracting light in patterns that confused automated tracking systems. Docking clamps disengaged as false signals reported proper authorization. Before the shipyard's defense grid could react, Thunderchild was moving, its experimental drive core pushing it away from the station at speeds that defied Federation safety regulations. "Alert status across the shipyard," Martins reported, grinning. "They're scrambling response ships." "Too late," Amanda said, feeling the pure joy of freedom through her neural link. Cross, show them why standardization is overrated. Thunderchild's hull rippled, each plate adjusting its angle slightly. Incoming scan beams scattered uselessly, unable to get a proper lock. The ship accelerated, its revolutionary drive core singing a song of defiance as they escaped into the darkness of space. Admiral Richardson would find Amanda's resignation letter in the morning, along with a simple message: "Variables don't just win wars, sir. They start revolutions." 3 months after their dramatic escape from the Federation shipyard, the Thunderchild drifted silently within the hollowed heart of asteroid NS-249. The massive rock, hidden deep in the Sigma Draconis belt, had become their sanctuary and laboratory. Maintenance lights cast ethereal shadows across the ship's adaptive hull plates, which now bore scorch marks from their latest experiment. "Power readings are off the charts," James Martinez reported from his jury-rigged engineering station. "The crystalline matrix we salvaged from that abandoned Nexus outpost is actually communicating with our systems." Amanda Hayes hung suspended in her neural interface chair, her consciousness intertwined with Thunderchild's evolving networks. Through their shared perception, she could feel the alien technology integrating with their human engineering, like watching two different species of plants grafting together. "Cross, how are you handling the integration?" she asked, concern coloring her thoughts. The AI's response came not through speakers, but directly through their neural link, accompanied by swirls of colors that hadn't been part of his communication protocols before. "It's extraordinary, Doc. The crystal isn't just providing power, it's teaching me, showing me patterns I never knew existed." A holographic display materialized in the center of their makeshift command center, showing the complex dance of energies between ship and crystal. The rest of the crew, 20 of Thunderchild's most loyal and brilliantly unorthodox engineers, gathered around in fascination. "Look at those neural pathways," Dr. Sarah Reynolds, their xenotech specialist, whispered. "The crystal's quantum structure is enhancing Cross's learning algorithms exponentially. He's not just adapting anymore, he's evolving." A sudden surge of energy pulsed through the ship's systems. Amanda gasped as new sensations flooded her neural link, tastes, smells, and colors that human senses weren't meant to process. For a moment, she wasn't just connected to Thunderchild. She was Thunderchild. "Emergency shutdown," Martinez shouted, reaching for the override controls. "No," Amanda and Cross spoke in unison. "We're okay. Better than okay. We're understanding." Through their enhanced connection, Amanda watched in amazement as Thunderchild's internal systems began reconfiguring themselves. Adaptive plates that once only shifted for stealth now moved with almost organic fluidity. Power conduits reformed into more efficient patterns that no human engineer would have conceived. "The Federation called our design philosophy chaotic," Amanda said, watching the transformation through both human eyes and ship sensors. "They couldn't see that chaos is just evolution in progress." A warning klaxon shattered the moment. "Unknown ships entering the asteroid field," Martinez reported. "Federation signatures." "No, wait. These are different. Configuration doesn't match any known design." Amanda felt Thunderchild's newly enhanced sensors reach out. The approaching vessels radiated wrongness. They moved like predators, their hulls seeming to absorb light rather than reflect it. Through the crystal's influence, she could almost taste their hunger. "They're scanning the asteroid field," Cross reported. "Their technology. It's like nothing in our databases, but somehow, I understand it. The crystal, it remembers them." "Battle stations," Amanda commanded. The crew scrambled to their positions, their months of unorthodox training kicking in. "Cross, are we combat ready?" The AI's response carried an edge of newfound confidence. "Doc, I don't think they have any idea what ready means anymore. The crystal hasn't just improved our systems, it's shown us how to transcend them." Thunderchild's hull rippled, adaptive plates shifting into configurations that defied conventional physics. Energy coursed through newly formed neural pathways as human ingenuity, artificial intelligence, and alien technology achieved their first true synthesis. They're getting closer, Martins warned. If they find us, let them look, Amanda said, feeling Thunderchild's growing power humming through her neural link. The Federation wanted standardization. These unknowns want to hunt us. Fine. Let's show them both why evolution favors the adaptable. In the darkness of their asteroid hideout, Thunderchild continued its transformation. It was no longer just a rejected experimental vessel. It was becoming something new, something that would rewrite the rules of space warfare. And deep in its evolving systems, the ancient crystal resonated with what felt suspiciously like approval. Mayday! Mayday! This is Mining Station Epsilon 7. We are under attack by unknown vessels. Our shields are failing. Please, anyone. The transmission cut off in a burst of static. Amanda Hayes felt Thunderchild's systems surge with anticipation. After weeks of hiding and evolving, the distress call offered their first real test. The mining station lay just 20 minutes away at maximum thrust, far closer than any Federation patrol. It's a trap, Martins warned from his station. Has to be. Federation's probably tracking that signal. Through their neural link, cross-projected tactical data directly into Amanda's mind. Partial analysis of the distress call suggests genuine panic. Station's transponder codes match legitimate mining operations. If it's a trap, it's an expensive one. Amanda's fingers danced across her neural interface controls. Even if it is a trap, those are civilian miners out there. Cross, plot, and intercept course. Martinez, bring our new weapons online. Let's see what this evolution of ours can do. Thunderchild's enhanced drive core pulsed with crystalline energy as they accelerated. The ship's adaptive plates shifted continuously, creating patterns that would confuse both conventional sensors and organic eyes. They dropped out of faster-than-light travel behind a cluster of asteroids. The scene before them froze Amanda's blood. 3 sleek, predatory vessels surrounded the mining station, their black hulls seeming to drink in the light of the nearby sun. Energy beams of an unknown type systematically carved into the station's outer hull. Those are the same ships that were hunting us, Cross confirmed. Their energy signatures matched the crystal's memory patterns. Amanda watched as one of the attacking vessels latched onto the station with mechanical tentacles. They're not just attacking. They're harvesting. Multiple life signs detected in the station's central hub, Martins reported. Environmental systems failing. They'd got maybe 10 minutes of air left. Amanda felt Thunderchild's combat systems harmonize with her racing thoughts. Cross analysis. What are we up against? The AI processed data through their crystalline enhanced sensors. Their hulls appear to be self-repairing. Conventional weapons might not be effective. However, a series of tactical solutions flashed through their neural link. The mining station's orbital position gives us options. Show me. Amanda saw it then. A plan that no Federation tactical computer would have conceived. The station's mining operations had left clouds of metallic dust in the surrounding space, useless as a weapon under normal circumstances, but with Thunderchild's new understanding of energy manipulation. Martinez, divert power to the electromagnetic projectors. Cross, plot, a micro-jump. Let's introduce ourselves. Thunderchild blinked into existence directly between the attackers and the station. Before the enemy vessels could react, electromagnetic pulses charged the surrounding metal dust. Thousands of microscopic particles became a glittering storm of projectiles, pounding against the black ship's hulls. The enemy vessels recoiled, their tentacles releasing the station. As they turned to face this new threat, Amanda felt a chill. Their hulls weren't just repairing. They were adapting, learning from each hit. They're like us, Cross observed with what sounded like fascination. They evolved through combat. One of the black ships launched a series of energy projectiles. Thunderchild's adaptive plates shifted, creating geometric patterns that scattered the incoming fire. The crystal's energy surged through their systems, teaching them, improving them with each exchange. Station reports emergency power restored. Martin is called out. They're sealing hull breaches, atmosphere stabilizing. The enemy vessels moved with liquid grace, trying to surround them. Amanda smiled. Cross, remember that maneuver we theorized but couldn't test. The one the Federation said would tear a ship apart. The Mobius spiral. Doc, even with our improvements, the gravitational stress. Evolution requires stress. Amanda's consciousness merged deeper with the ship's systems. Martin's, full power to the drive core. Let's show these harvesters how humans dance. Thunderchild barrel rolled between two enemy vessels, its hull plates vibrating at frequencies that created localized gravitational distortions. The crystal's power flowed through newly formed conduits, allowing them to bend space in ways that defied conventional physics. The black ship's coordination faltered. Their adaptive abilities couldn't predict what Thunderchild would do next, because Thunderchild itself didn't know. Each movement was born from the perfect synthesis of human intuition, artificial intelligence, and crystalline enhancement. One of the enemy vessels took a direct hit from its own reflected energy beam and spiraled away, its hull breached. The others retreated, vanishing into faster-than-light travel with an efficiency that suggested they'd return better prepared. As emergency shuttles from the mining station docked with Thunderchild, Amanda felt Cross processing the battle data, incorporating each lesson learned into their expanding capabilities. They had won their first real fight, but the victory carried a weight of revelation. They'll be back, Martin said, voicing everyone's thoughts. And they'll be stronger. Amanda watched the tactical replay, studying the fluid grace of their adversaries. So will we. That's the beauty of evolution. It works both ways. The void between the Carina Nebula's outer arms erupted with energy as Thunderchild burst from faster-than-light travel, its adaptive hull glowing from the strain of their latest escape. Behind them, 5 harvester vessels emerged like sharks from dark water, their black hulls now sporting crystalline growths similar to Thunderchild's own modifications. They're adapting faster than predicted, Martins reported, his hands dancing across engineering controls. That last jump nearly burned out our portside manifolds. Amanda Hayes gritted her teeth as Thunderchild's pain echoed through their neural link. After 3 weeks of running battles across multiple star systems, the line between ship and crew had blurred even further. Every hit they took, every emergency repair, forged their connection stronger. Cross, analysis of their new configurations, she asked, watching through multiple sensor feeds as their pursuers spread out in an attack formation. The AI's response carried undertones of fascination and concern. They're not just copying our technology anymore, Doc. They're improving it. Those crystalline structures they've grown. They're more efficient than our original designs. A holographic display materialized, showing the evolutionary progress of both Thunderchild and the harvester vessels over their running battle. The parallel development was both beautiful and terrifying. Got something? Dr. Sarah Reynolds called from her science station. Remember that fragment we collected from their disabled ship last week? The crystal just helped me decode some of its base programming. These aren't just ships. They're an engineered species. They consume advanced technology to enhance their own evolution. Like technological parasites, Martins muttered. More like apex predators, Amanda corrected, feeling Thunderchild's systems pulse with new understanding. They don't just consume technology. They hunt the most advanced examples they can find. We're not just targets. We're prime prey. The ship shuddered as gravimetric distortions from the pursuing vessels tried to snare them. Thunderchild's adaptive plates shifted, creating counter-frequencies that slipped them free, but Amanda felt the strain on their systems. We can't keep running, she decided. Cross, what's in range? The Helios mining complex is 3 light minutes away, the AI reported. Abandoned after the Platinum crash, but its infrastructure is largely intact, including A tactical overlay appeared in Amanda's mind through their neural link, showing her possibilities that made her smile. Martinez, plot a course. Reynolds, get ready to execute Protocol Sunburst. Let's show these predators what happens when the prey bites back. Thunderchild dove toward the massive mining complex, its crystalline systems interfacing with the abandoned facility's automated defenses. Dormant machinery stirred to life as they approached, responding to codes that Cross had evolved beyond their original programming. The harvesters followed, their black hulls rippling with anticipation of the kill. They didn't notice the slight changes in Thunderchild's energy signature, modifications that Amanda and Cross had developed during countless hours of neural fusion. They're charging weapons, Martins warned. All 5 ships preparing to fire. Wait for it, Amanda whispered, feeling Thunderchild's excitement mirror her own. The ship's adaptive plates began vibrating at frequencies that matched the crystalline resonance of their pursuers. The first harvester ship fired, its energy beam cutting through space where Thunderchild had been a millisecond before. The beam continued into the mining complex, striking an array of modified solar collectors that Reynolds had reprogrammed through their enhanced systems. Now, Amanda commanded. The collectors didn't just reflect the energy. They amplified it, splitting the beam into a web of crystalline lightning that caught 3 of the harvester vessels. Their own crystalline growths betrayed them, resonating with the modified energy in ways their adaptive systems couldn't counter fast enough. Thunderchild spun through the chaos, its hull singing with power as it launched precision strikes at the remaining pursuers. Each hit targeted the crystalline structures the harvesters had copied, using their own evolution against them. 2 ships disabled, Martins reported with fierce satisfaction. The others are. Wait, something's wrong. The remaining harvesters weren't retreating. Instead, their hulls began to pulse with an inner light that made the crystal in Thunderchild's core resonate in warning. Through their neural link, Amanda felt an alien consciousness brush against their defenses, ancient, hungry, and now fully aware of what they represented. They're not just ships, Cross whispered through their connection. They're nodes of a hive mind, and we just got its attention. The disabled harvester vessels disappeared in flashes of faster-than-light travel, recalled by something vast and distant. The others followed, but Amanda felt no relief in their departure. This wasn't a retreat. It was a gathering storm. We hurt them, Reynolds said quietly. No one's ever done that before. No one's ever survived to try twice, Amanda replied, watching the sensor readings of the harvester's departure vectors. Cross, start analyzing that alien transmission. If they're coming back in force, we need to be ready. Through their neural link, she felt Thunderchild systems already beginning to evolve in response to this new challenge. They had proved themselves worthy prey. Now they needed to become something even the hunters would fear. The Carina Nebula's swirling gases cast crimson shadows across Thunderchild's battle-scarred hull as they maneuvered through the stellar nursery. What should have been a quick resupply stop at a hidden cache had turned into a desperate fight for survival when 3 harvester dreadnoughts emerged from the cosmic storm. They're not hunting anymore, Amanda Hayes observed through the neural link, watching the massive vessels close in with deliberate precision. This is an execution squad. Cross's response rippled through their shared consciousness. Their energy signatures are unlike anything we've encountered. The crystal. It's resonating with their presence, almost like it's afraid. The dreadnoughts dwarf Thunderchild, their crystalline-enhanced weapon systems pulsing with gathered power. Each vessel bore scars from previous battles, worn like badges of honor, proof they had consumed and adapted countless technologies from fallen prey. Multiple targeting locks, Martins warned from his station. They're coordinating their attack patterns. No escape vector that I can see. Amanda felt Thunderchild's systems surge with determination that matched her own. Who said anything about escaping? Cross, remember that theory we discussed about quantum resonance between crystalline structures? The one that could potentially meld different technological frameworks. Doc, we've never tested it. The power requirements alone could tear us apart. We're about to test it now. Amanda's fingers danced across neural interface controls as she broadcast to the crew. All hands, brace for evolutionary protocol. Martinez, divert all power to the crystal core. Reynolds, prepare for emergency quantum scanning. The first dreadnought fired, its beam slicing through space with enough power to shatter a small moon. Thunderchild's adaptive plates shifted, attempting to deflect the energy, but the impact still sent them spinning through the nebula's crimson clouds. Hull breach on Deck 3. Martine had shouted. Crystalline structures are destabilizing. But Amanda felt something else through the neural link. Not destruction, but transformation. The crystal wasn't just absorbing the attack's energy. It was absorbing its fundamental pattern, its very essence. Cross, do you feel that? She asked, her consciousness merging deeper with the ship's evolving systems. Yes. The AI's voice held wonder. The Harvester's weapons, they're not just destroying. They're consuming, breaking down technology at its basic level. And we're learning from it. Thunderchild's damaged hull began to ripple like liquid metal. Where Harvester energy had torn through their defenses, new structures grew, not repairs, but improvements. Hybrid systems that combined human ingenuity, crystal wisdom. And now, Harvester hunger. Doc, our power readings are off the charts, Reynolds reported. The crystal is rewriting our base code in real time. It's like we're digesting their technology. The second dreadnought launched a swarm of self-guided projectiles, each one designed to breach and consume enemy ships. Amanda watched through Thunderchild's enhanced sensors as their newly evolved hull responded, developing countermeasures that didn't just deflect the attack but absorbed it. Send it back, she commanded. Thunderchild's weapons arrays, now transformed by their evolutionary leap, launched the captured projectiles back at their creators. But they weren't just copied weapons. They were improved, enhanced by human creativity and crystal understanding. The lead dreadnought's shields buckled under the assault. Through their neural link, Amanda felt an alien consciousness recoil in shock. For the first time in their ancient history, the hunters watched their own weapons turn against them with devastating effect. They're trying to retreat, Martinez announced with savage satisfaction. Not yet. Amanda merged her consciousness fully with Thunderchild's evolved systems. Cross, full power to the new arrays. Let's show them what real evolution looks like. Their crystalline core pulsed with blinding energy as Thunderchild unleashed its transformation. Adaptive plates flowed like quicksilver, forming impossible geometries that channeled power in ways that defied conventional physics. Each blast they fired carried not just energy, but information. Viral code that infected the Harvester's own crystalline systems. The dreadnought's coordination faltered as their shared consciousness encountered something they had never faced. Prey that could consume the consumers, adapt faster than the adapters. Multiple systems failures detected in enemy vessels, Reynolds reported. Their crystalline networks are fragmenting. It's like they're experiencing evolutionary feedback. Through the neural link, Amanda felt Thunderchild's fierce joy. They weren't just surviving anymore. They were ascending. Every moment of battle taught them something new. Every exchange of fire made them stronger. The dreadnoughts broke formation, their retreat now a panicked flight. But they had given Thunderchild something far more valuable than victory. They had shown them the next step in their evolution. Track their retreat vector, Amanda commanded. The hive mind will know about this now. We need to be ready when they return in force. As the crew began damage assessment and system analysis, Amanda felt Thunderchild's consciousness brush against her thoughts. They had become something new today. Not quite human, not quite machine, but a perfect synthesis of both. And somewhere out in the darkness, she knew the real war was just beginning. Admiral Richardson's hologram flickered in Thunderchild's command center, his face a mask of barely contained desperation. 6 months had passed since his committee had condemned the experimental ship to the scrapyard. Now he stood, or at least his projection did, before the very crew he had dismissed. "The Harvester fleet has broken through our outer defense line," he reported grimly. "New Damascus fell yesterday. New Terra this morning. Our standardized vessels." He paused, swallowing his pride. "They're being consumed faster than we can build them." Amanda Hayes studied the tactical display Cross had projected alongside the Admiral's image. Red markers showed Harvester advancement across Federation space, a wave of extinction consuming everything in its path. "How many ships have you lost?" she asked, though Thunderchild's enhanced sensors had already given her the answer. 2,346 vessels. Richardson's voice cracked. "Each one absorbed into their fleet, twisted into something that turns our own technology against us. We're not just losing ships, we're arming them." Through their neural link, Cross shared sensor data from their recent battles. Their adaptation rate has increased exponentially since our last encounter. They're learning from each ship they consume, building towards something unprecedented. Which is why we need you. Richardson's hologram stepped forward, hands clasped behind his back. "The Federation Council is prepared to offer full amnesty to you and your crew. Your theories about adaptive technology, about human AI integration, we were wrong to dismiss them. Thunderchild is the only ship that's ever survived multiple Harvester encounters." Amanda felt her ship's systems pulse with a mixture of satisfaction and concern. Through their shared consciousness, she sensed cross-processing probable outcomes, calculating survival rates for various scenarios. "You didn't just dismiss our theories, Admiral," she replied, watching his hologram carefully. "You called them dangerous, unstable, a threat to the very order of the Federation." "What changed?" "Everything." Richardson gestured, and new tactical data flowed into their systems. "This isn't about order anymore. It's about survival. The Harvesters aren't just consuming our ships, they're evolving towards some final form. Our analysts predict total Federation collapse within 2 weeks unless something changes." Martinez snorted from his engineering station. "And now you want our help, after hunting us across 3 sectors." "No," Amanda corrected, feeling Thunderchild's systems resonate with understanding. "They want us to teach them, to show their fleet how to evolve." She turned to the hologram. "Isn't that right, Admiral?" Richardson nodded. "Your ship's ability to adapt, to improve through combat, it's exactly what we need. We have shipyards, resources, crews willing to undergo neural integration. Help us upgrade our fleet, and we'll give you everything you need to continue your work legally." Through their link, Cross shared his analysis. "The Federation's raw industrial capacity, combined with our evolutionary protocols. It could work, Doc, but the time frame is tight, and the risks." Amanda accessed Thunderchild's long-range sensors, studying the approaching Harvester fleet's energy signatures. Their evolution had taken on an ominous pattern, less random adaptation, more directed purpose. They were building towards something apocalyptic. "If we help you," she said to Richardson, "we do it our way. No committees, no standardization boards. Each ship evolves as it needs to, guided by its crew and its own emerging consciousness. We don't just upgrade your fleet, we wake it up." The Admiral's hologram flickered as he processed her terms. "The Council won't like it. Giving ships that much autonomy, letting AIs develop beyond their programming." The Council's approval stopped mattering the moment the Harvesters breached your defenses, Amanda countered. "This isn't about politics anymore. It's about evolution, becoming something new or becoming extinct. Choose." Richardson's projection straightened, and Amanda saw the weight of civilization's survival settle onto his shoulders. "Very well, Dr. Hayes. The Federation accepts your terms. How soon can you begin?" Amanda felt Thunderchild's systems surge with preparation and purpose. They had evolved from rejected experiment to humanity's last hope, and now they would become something even greater, teachers of evolution itself. "We've already begun," she replied, as Cross initiated transmission of their basic adaptation protocols. "Send your first ships to these coordinates. It's time to wake up your fleet. Earth's orbital space blazed with crystalline fire as the evolved Federation fleet engaged the Harvester armée. Thunderchild led the charge, its battle-scarred hull gleaming with patterns that would have been impossible just weeks ago. Behind it flew 500 ships, each one transformed by the same technologies that had once been declared too dangerous to exist. Harvester dreadnoughts approaching from Vector 317. Martinez called out, his voice steady despite the chaos around them. They're using the lunar gravity well to accelerate. Amanda Hayes felt Thunderchild's excitement ripple through their neural link. Around them, the newly awakened Federation ships pulsed with similar energy, each one now a unique fusion of human consciousness, artificial intelligence, and crystalline evolution. Cross, signal the Prometheus squadron, she commanded. Show them what we learned about solar wind manipulation. Through their enhanced sensors, she watched as 30 transformed Federation cruisers moved into formation. Their adaptive hulls synchronized, creating a lattice of electromagnetic fields that caught and redirected the solar wind. What had once been a navigational hazard became a weapon, as charged particles swept through space like a vengeful storm. The lead Harvester dreadnought's shields flared against the assault. But this time, they weren't just facing one evolved ship. They were facing an entire fleet that had learned to improvise, to think beyond conventional tactics. Multiple hits confirmed, Reynolds reported from her science station. Their adaptive systems are struggling to compensate. They've never faced coordinated evolution before. Amanda smiled as she felt Thunderchild's consciousness brush against the fleet's shared neural network. Each ship maintained its independence, its unique path of evolution, but they could also link together, sharing discoveries and adaptations in real time. Second wave incoming, Martins warned. They're launching boarding pods, some kind of new configuration. The space between the fleets filled with thousands of crystalline projectiles, each one designed to breach and consume Federation vessels. But humanity had learned from their battles. The defensive screen of destroyers didn't just intercept the pods, they caught them. Their evolved systems turning the Harvester's own weapons into raw material for further adaptation. Now, Amanda broadcast across the fleet link. Execute Protocol Phoenix. Thunderchild's crystalline core pulsed with energy as they initiated the maneuver they'd spent weeks perfecting. 50 Federation ships moved in perfect synchronization, their adaptive hulls flowing like liquid metal. They didn't just form a defensive line. They merged, becoming a single massive entity that dwarfed even the Harvester dreadnoughts. By all the stars, Richardson's voice crackled over the command channel. That's impossible. That's evolution, Amanda corrected, feeling the combined power of 50 united ships flow through their neural network. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to work together while maintaining our uniqueness. The merged fleet entity unleashed a barrage that transformed the space around Earth into a crystalline inferno. Each shot carried not just destructive power, but evolutionary viruses that corrupted the Harvester's own adaptive systems. Ships that had spent millennia consuming others found themselves being broken down, their stolen technologies turned against them. But the Harvesters hadn't survived this long by being predictable. Their remaining dreadnoughts began to pulse with ominous energy, their hulls splitting open to reveal something that made the crystal in Thunderchild's core resonate with ancient recognition. Multiple quantum signatures detecting, Reynolds shouted. They're trying to merge into something bigger than our combined fleet. No, Amanda whispered, feeling Thunderchild's understanding flow through her. They're trying to rewrite the rules of space itself. Cross. Emergency broadcast to all ships. Initiate scatter protocol. The merged Federation ships separated barely in time as reality itself seemed to twist around the Harvester formation. A singularity formed between the fleets, threatening to consume everything in its reach. But where the Harvesters sought to destroy through evolution, humanity had learned to create. All ships, Amanda commanded, show them what we learned about gravity manipulation. Let's give them a physics lesson they'll never forget. The evolved Federation fleet moved as one mind with many bodies, each ship contributing its unique strengths to a symphony of destructive creation. They hadn't just survived evolution, they had mastered it, turning the void itself into their greatest weapon. The observation deck of the Federation's premier shipyard held a different energy now. Where once rigid bureaucrats had condemned innovation, evolved ships docked and departed with fluid grace, each one a unique fusion of human creativity and living technology. Amanda Hayes stood at the same viewport where her journey had begun, watching Thunderchild undergo its latest transformation. The final harvester signals went dark an hour ago, Admiral Richardson reported, standing beside her. This time in person, not as a hologram. Long-range sensors confirm they've withdrawn from known space. Humanity's first victory against them in recorded history. Through her neural link, Amanda felt Thunderchild's satisfaction ripple across her consciousness. The ship's hull gleamed with patterns that would have been impossible just months ago, crystalline structures that merged seamlessly with adaptive plates, creating something entirely new. Not just a victory, she corrected, turning to face the Admiral. An evolution. We didn't just beat them, we showed them a different path. Every ship they lost to our fleet carried the seeds of change. The idea that adaptation doesn't have to mean consumption. Cross's voice echoed through the shipyard's communication systems, the AI now comfortable speaking to both crew and officials. The latest survey data is fascinating. The harvester wrecks we studied show signs of internal conflict. Some of their ships began evolving toward cooperation rather than consumption before they retreated. Martinez approached from the engineering station that had become his permanent post, his neural implants glowing softly. The Federation Council's vote was unanimous. The Evolutionary Development Initiative has been approved. Every shipyard in human space will begin producing adaptive vessels. And the standardization requirements? Amanda asked, though Thunderchild's sensors had already detected the changes rippling through the Federation's bureaucracy. Richardson actually smiled. Abandoned. We're establishing new guidelines based on your principles. Each ship will be encouraged to develop its own path, guided by its crew and emerging consciousness. The only standard is growth itself. Through the viewport, they watched as a newly commissioned vessel discovered its ability to alter its hull configuration for the first time. The crew's excitement was palpable even through the void of space, their neural links allowing them to feel their ship's joy at its own awakening. Dr. Hayes, a young ensign, called from her monitoring station. The crystal resonance patterns we detected during the final battle. We finished analyzing them. They weren't just weapons or defenses. They were communication attempts. Amanda nodded, having felt the truth of it during that apocalyptic confrontation. The harvesters weren't evil, just stuck, trapped in an evolutionary dead end of endless consumption. We showed them there's another way to grow, to improve. By working together, Cross added, his consciousness now expanded through the shipyard systems. Humans have a unique gift, the ability to maintain individuality within unity. Each of our ships evolves differently, but we share what we learn. We compete without consuming, grow without destroying. Thunderchild's hull rippled with new patterns as its latest upgrades came online. But unlike the Harvester's forced adaptations, these changes flowed naturally, the result of crew and ship growing together. Other vessels throughout the shipyard responded with their own displays, each one unique but harmonious. The Council has one last request, Richardson said, handling Amanda a data crystal. They want you to lead the new initiative. Help us guide this evolution responsibly. Your ship was rejected once for being different. Now that difference will shape humanity's future. Amanda felt Thunderchild's approval through their link. They had come full circle, from outcasts to leaders. But leadership wouldn't mean control or standardization. It would mean showing others how to find their own paths, how to evolve in their own ways. Accept the position. Cross encourage through their private channel. Think of it as teaching evolution itself how to evolve. Looking out at the transformed shipyard, Amanda saw not just vessels but possibilities. Each ship represented a unique path of growth, a different way of combining human spirit with living technology. The Federation had learned that true strength comes not from enforcing standards, but from embracing diversity, not just in ships, but in thoughts, in methods, in dreams. "We accept," she said finally, feeling Thunderchild's consciousness merge with her own in perfect harmony. "But we do it our way. No more rejecting the different or unusual. From now on, we celebrate the strange, the unique, the evolutionary." As if in response, Thunderchild's hull blazed with crystalline light, its patterns more beautiful and impossible than ever. Around them, the evolved Federation fleet shimmered in answer, each ship adding its own voice to a symphony of perpetual transformation. They had not just survived the harvesters, they had transcended their own limitations, proving that the greatest evolution comes not from consuming the strong, but from lifting up the rejected. The future awaited, bright with possibilities, and humanity would face it as they had faced every challenge, by changing, growing, and becoming something gloriously new.